Welcome to another episode of BOS Talk, and in this episode, we are going to talk about language beyond words. I am Satyam, founder of Script and host for this episode of BOS Talk. And in this episode, we are going to talk about body language. For that, we have an expert who is a master body language expert, who is a psychologist, who is a consultant, who is a police consultant, and a statement analyst. I would like to welcome Gaurav Gill to this episode. Thank you, Gaurav, for being here. And people, you are going to get a lot of insight from this episode about body language, how you should use your body language, what it conveys, right? So please be in this episode, listen to it, watch it till the very end. All right, so let's start. Hey, Gauravji, thank you so much for being here in this show.
Thank you, Satyam, for inviting me. It's good to see you, and especially so body language class. So good to see you smile also.
Yes, same here. Same here, Gaurav. So I just want to now I have a concern. Like people are so much concerned about the verbal communication, right? They think about the sentence formation, the grammar, the vocabs, and everything, right? And we all know that non-verbal communication contributes more in a conversation, in a communication, right? So, but we purposely ignore this non-verbal communication. So through this particular episode, I just want our audience to be serious or start learning more about body language or non-verbal communication. I just want to know the basics. What is body language and why is it important?
Okay. So, as you very rightly said, there are a lot of things from our communication are unsaid. We don't say them. Different data say that 93% of our communication is non-verbal. So
Yes.
even when you're not talking to me right now, you're still talking to me because I see your head moving and I see you leaning towards me. You're still talking to me, right?
True.
So there is a constant communication that's happening. So body language, also the non-verbal element. The non-verbal will also include my background, the color of the shirt that I'm wearing, how trim my beard is, or how am I coming across as a person. So everything. I don't have to speak for it. And how's it important? Because if you're in the business of interacting with Homo sapiens, which is almost everyone, then you should be knowing it because, as Rabindranath Tagore says, how can you claim that you are being lied to every day when you don't know how to read other people?
Right.
Yeah. So that's how.
All right. So
Hmm.
I just want to know, how does body language affect the communication or relationship, maybe, personally and professionally both.
Okay, it does to a larger extent because I'm sure if you have a family and your parents or your wife will never tell you what is it that they've got upset with, so they'll just suppress their emotions. And even if you ask them questions, nobody tells them what they're feeling about what you just said, how you're feeling. So with body language, if you're able to decode those signals, you'll be able to figure out that just got them upset. I'll give you an example. So my wife and I, we were traveling and we were coming back from a trip. So I took out my phone. I started checking messages. The moment she saw me on the phone, she started doing that in her ear. She started touching her earlobe. I knew she did not like this. I immediately put the phone back in and I said, okay, now we can talk. She said, now it is all good. She never said
Okay.
a word to me, but I saw her touching her ear. This means she did not like what I was doing. So immediately I put the phone back in and I said, okay, let's talk. So it helps you in day-to-day conversation. People or your friends or your colleagues will not voice what is it that they're not liking. You have to be perceptive enough to pick those subtle cues.
Right.
Everything has a meaning,
Uh-huh.
from the eye blink to the head nod to the smile. There are 19 types of smile.
Oh, wow.
Huh. So there are 19 types
Wow.
of smile, and it's just that we don't dive into it. When you go to cafe coffee day, somebody smiles at you, welcome, good morning, welcome to cafe coffee day. They smile at you, but they actually happy to see you there? You know it.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
a lot of things. Yeah.
So have to study more about this to decode everything. All right. Okay, Gaurav. For all those people who are underconfident, like in our audience, okay, who are just switched into this video for getting tips to be more confident, because this is how people see body languages. Okay, just I want some tips for confidence,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So for them, just give me few tips, and then we'll talk about how it, like how it triggers the confidence. Okay, so just give me few tips for the people who are feeling underconfident, how they can build up their confidence right away with the body language.
Okay. There's a
Okay.
research by Professor Amy Cuddy. She's from Harvard University, social psychology professor, and she talks about
Okay.
power poses. So if you want to come across as confident, no? So
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit in front of you with my fingertips getting spread like this, thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay. So like this.
Mm-hmm.
You see Donald Trump's like
Yes.
this,
Yes.
you know, we will not give it to Russia. Now Joe Biden doing this.
Right.
Okay. Or anybody who's in power. It could be anybody over here in India. This is called steeple. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Steeple. Steeple is a sign of confidence. Even Shri Arvind Kejriwal does this when he's addressing the conference. This is a
Okay.
taut sign.
Yes.
This is called a high power pose, which means testosterone will go up
Mm-hmm.
and cortisol will come down. The stress hormone will come down. So
Right.
testosterone goes up. You just have to do this 2 minutes and the chin slightly up, not much up, but slightly up. Okay. Chin slightly up. And you do this for 2 minutes, the confidence will come up. Okay.
Okay.
That is one. Number two,
Got
if
it.
you're walking on the road, you don't want somebody to come close to you and steal from your pocket, then it is very
Okay.
important then that you take long strides. When you walk, the distance between your legs should be longer and the swinging between your hands should be more. Because if you're
Okay.
like this, then even inside the prisons, somebody else will think twice before attacking you because that's a sign of confidence, sign of an alpha male. So nobody will come close to you that quickly. That person is
Got it.
confident.
Wow.
So when a person is standing like this, stand attention and stand at
Uh-huh.
ease. The more the distance between the legs,
Okay.
let's say you are on the road and you see traffic police has stopped you and there are three people on the road. You don't know who's rank one, rank two, and rank three. The
Mm-hmm.
person who has the maximum distance between his legs
Mm-hmm.
be the person who will have the maximum authority because that person feels territorial and dominant. Animals
Wow.
and humans do the same. So that is the person that you need to talk to in case if you want to get something with your challan thing, no? So that's the person.
Great.
Yep.
It's like a super tip.
Yeah, it will help you.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Hmm.
First of all, thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing these tips. I hope that people get it and try to do it in their day-to-day life. Now, I just want to decode the science behind it, like how our emotion, like we all know that we have heard that your physiology determines your psychology. We heard that your emotion, your physical structure, body language, if you change it, your emotions will change. Like if you do it for like 2 minutes, it will give you
Hmm.
a confident push, right?
Right.
Now, how, like, I just want to go in deep a science behind it, why it is so.
They're interconnected. The body
Okay.
language
Uh-huh.
is interconnected with your emotions and how you're feeling. See, the less confidence that you feel, now think of your exam times when you were writing your exams and kuch yaad nahi aa raha hai, and you see
Uh-huh.
sitting in an exam hall, the boy sitting next to you is writing and he's thinking kya tha. He's becoming smaller and smaller. But you see the guy on your right, he remembers the entire question, then he says, "Ha, ye to mujhe sab aata hai. I'm going
The
to write it."
confident one.
The confident one opens up, and the one who's feeling low, so
Shrink.
he
Yes.
closes down.
True.
Because the mind and
True.
body work in correlation with each other. Okay. So the brain gives signals at the same time. The more confident you feel, the more open that you become. The less confident you feel, the less that you do. It is in sync with each other. Also, I'd like to tell you, we got language the way you and I are speaking only 2 lakh years ago. Prior to that, it was only non-verbal signals. So
No.
when we were in the stage of even before Neanderthals, so we used to talk through non-verbal signals. No
Uh-huh.
language was there. So
Right.
understanding body language is hardwired in us in comparison to understanding words.
True. True. And maybe that's why we unconsciously, consciously, do this, all those things.
You are right. Brilliant. And similarly, if you have a 2 or 3 month old infant who doesn't
Uh-huh.
know the meaning of your words, but will be able to look at your face and will figure out this is my father or whatnot, will smile at you because he or she is also reading body language.
Got it. Right. All right. So, Gaurav, if I want to build trust or rapport with someone, is there any body language technique which I can use for that?
For building trust and rapport with
Trust.
someone,
Yeah.
of course, yes. Uh, Number one, the eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many times our heart beats in a minute?
70. Uh, yeah, around. Yeah.
But if you get anxious right now, it will increase. So 60 to 80, that is the heartbeat, which you very rightly said. And for the eye blink rate, it is from 12 to 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
In a minute.
in a minute, yeah. 12 to
Got
20
it.
blinks in a minute. But if you get stressed, the eye blink can go up to 50, 60, 80 blinks per minute. And that you can see for former American President Bill Clinton on YouTube, wherein he was lying about his affair with Monica Lewinsky. You can also see high blink rate for Amitabh Bachchan on Kaun Banega Crorepati show when he's trying to host it. So you can't help it. These are all subconscious signals. Now, if you want to build a rapport with someone, of course, you can't really control your eye blink rate, but you can get to see if the other person's eye flutter increases, their stress is going up. One. Second,
Right.
the tilting of neck. The tilting of neck. If somebody's interested, if you're a teacher or you take sessions, if you see your students doing a little of this, it means they're taking an interest in you.
Right.
Okay. Now imagine you have a dog,
Mm-hmm.
okay, a puppy, and the puppy looks at you like this. The puppy is thinking you have something for him, a bone or a ball, something hidden at the back.
Right. Right.
So, puppy, adult. Now let's come to lovers. Lovers sitting on a candlelight dinner. So they're also sitting like this.
Right. True.
Okay.
True. True. Absolutely.
So in a way, you also build trust. Another way, you want to show that you can believe me, put your hand close to your heart, to your chest. That's how American leaders ask for voting them to become a president. I'll make you win. We'll do things.
Uh-huh.
So that's how people
Like
start.
we are one. It's
We are
kind of
one. We are one. Yeah, people start believing you. Okay.
true. True.
And show open palms. Open palms. At
Right.
the navel level, at the belly buttons level.
Okay.
Open
Got
palms
it.
at the belly buttons level, and not close body language. It should be open.
It should be okay.
It should be open. Start using the words that the other person is using. So you are saying right, right, and I'm saying okay. So if I want to build rapport, I'll start saying right, right,
Right. Okay.
right.
Perfect. Wow.
Okay.
It's kind of a
Kind of.
mirroring or right?
Yeah, it's called verbal mirroring. FBI also uses it, and you can use it. You can also mirror the gesture of the other person, but you
Mm-hmm.
can only mirror 3 gestures at a gap of 15 seconds.
Okay. Or
That will,
it would be like just you're copying someone.
so you're sitting like this, so I'll sit like this, and I'll
Uh-huh.
wait for you to change the gesture. So non-verbally, it will tell you that you and I are alike. It's a uniform thing happening over here.
Right.
So that'll go well.
Wow. Amazing, Gaurav. Amazing. I just have a 1 minute. I just want to talk to those people who are listening through podcast. Just jump, you'll find a link for YouTube video as well. Just go and watch it because this is not a podcast thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Now,
Hmm.
I just want you to share something like if I want to detect a lie, right?
Hmm.
How I can detect a lie, that if Gaurav is lying to me, how I can detect that. Like you have already shared that blink rate one tip
Okay.
for that.
There are quite a few things. Um, so B से हम करेंगे you baseline a person.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Second C से करेंगे the cluster. You don't just see one non-verbal signal, you'll see multiple non-verbal signals. So you look at the cluster.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And next C say we'll look at the context of the situation.
Perfect.
You can also put in the culture of the person, that can also be taken into account. But usually, see, how would I know that how would Satyam behave in a situation till the time I don't know his baseline in
Okay.
terms of how does he behave when he is comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Probably you have a habit of shaking your leg, but I see it as a symbol of stress, but that's your regular thing. So first I
Right.
need to establish the baseline of a person to understand the deviation.
Got it.
Now, some signals that can identify or give you a red flag. As you said, the eye blink rate. Okay.
Yes.
Eye blink rate, if that goes up, it's a high stress indicator. Okay? High stress indicator. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
to you, all of a sudden you don't see my hands. And I'm just talking to you without my hands. And I was
Mm-hmm.
talking with my hands, and you asked me, where was I yesterday? I was with my friends. Where else could I be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you know it's a big red flag because the hands, which is called illustrators, are no longer supporting your lie. Okay. So this research was given by Professor Aldert.
If you
Okay.
hide your hands.
Hi, the hands are no longer moving for a
Okay.
sensitive question that you asked. But prior to that and after that, the hands were moving.
Okay. Got perfect.
Okay. Uh, and there are a lot of ways the person starts changing tenses, or there is an
Mm-hmm.
absence of pronouns. Where did you go yesterday? Went out, met friends, had a great time, came back home. Where is
Mm-hmm.
I in it? There is no I in it because I never experienced it. So I fabricated it on the go. Hence, there is an absence of pronouns. This is Dr.
Right.
James Pennebaker's research on deception. A lot of it. You asked me. I think you are. You're loving this movie that we're watching together, and I say, yeah, it's going good. I go back in my chair. It means I'm making a distance from what you just said. Okay.
Yes.
So a lot of it. Nose is a very good indicator, and I
Like
can
touching
see.
your nose.
Touching your nose is a very
Okay.
good indicator. It's a
Okay.
good indicator because the nose starts secreting catecholamines. So there's a high stressful situation, and you say, "Were you a part of this theft gang?" And the person starts touching their nose. It means the stress has increased for them. The catecholamine starts secreting, and you want to do something. But
Mm.
please keep Salman Khan out of this because he's always touching his nose. You know, baseline thing.
And even sometimes people try to hide themselves with like, by while talking. So what it means, like if I just talk like this or just want to, like this and all those things
Oh,
with eyes and everything.
that could be avoiding. We're just trying to avoid. But
Avoid.
let's say you asked a question. There are a lot of signals, but then the context of the situation is very important. You ask
Uh-huh.
a person that, did you like yesterday's movie? The person rubs their eye or touches their eyebrows and says, it was a great movie. The person didn't like the movie at all, but it's a deception. So it
Got it.
is like seeing no evil. So I can't do that. So I'll start rubbing my eyebrow, eyes, and they'll say it was a great movie. Okay. So they'll start doing that.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. Like it's like a tons of tips you have already given us. Uh, all right.
Hmm.
Because since you're working for body language as a body language expert for years, okay.
Hmm.
Now I would just want to know what are the common misconception people have if you talk about body language, whatever you come across.
Okay. So, common misconceptions that I feel people have is if somebody's crossed their arms, then they're blocking themselves or they're barriering the other person. Doesn't mean anything. If I'm crossing my arms, it's a way of self hug or a self
Okay.
soothe. I see if I go into an unknown situation, you're not sitting like this when you're at home. Nobody does that. But let's say you go
Mm,
to a meeting or a conference for the first time, you don't know anybody, you'll just cross your arm like this because it makes you feel better. The context of the situation is important. Second, a lot of people think that body language is only to do with the interviews. When you go for an interview, what is the right kind of body language? And that
mm,
is it. But I've used it to solve cases here while dealing with crime. So
true, true.
from the age of 2 years to 5 months to 70 years to 80 years to 40, It can be applied to everyone, including your dog. I'm yet to see it on the cat. So, but it'll be applicable on everyone. You'll be able to understand and predict what the other person might just do the next moment. I'll take up the recent case,
Mm-hmm.
Delhi murder case, wherein this boy, Sahil Khan,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
he ended up killing a girl named Sakshi. It was a
Sakshi.
very unfortunate incident. And
Yes.
they've shown a very short footage of him before he goes and kills. He's talking to a friend. And
Mm-hmm.
when he's talking to a friend, if you see the video, you'll find it on YouTube. The friend,
Yeah.
his friend shows Sahil something on the phone. Sahil apparently doesn't like it. So he starts putting his hand in the air twice because that is something stressful that he sees on the phone. I don't know what he saw on the phone. This is a part of ventilation because it is sweating on his head. He puts his hand like this. And while
Mm-hmm.
leaving, he does this expression of disgust, hatred. Probably he saw something pertaining to the girl that pushed him into anger. And when he
Mm-hmm.
walks, he's not having a steady walk. Told me that he's under influence of alcohol. And after 1 minute, he goes and commits that crime. You can see a lot of it everywhere, only if you know what to look out for.
Wow. Actually, I don't have now words, to express. It's wonderful. And Gaurav, seriously, you have shared so many insights, so many tips. Thank you so much for this.
Most welcome. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, even I want to do some more episodes on different topics with you because I know that you have a lot of things inside, and I just want to get it out. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Surely would catch up in some other episode.
definitely.
I must appreciate your effort and initiative that you started off with.
Thank you so
And
much.
I also like the name Braino Script. It's very nice name.
Yeah,
Very
it's about scripting your brain. Like we are because we are helping people with the self growth journey. Okay, and we are using psychology, neuroscience for that. So that's how it comes up.
I'd like to leave it on the last reference. When you want to get across to a difficult person in
Uh
an
huh.
interview, counseling, investigation, it's almost like banging your head against the wall. So you
Right.
don't have to bang your head against the wall. You just have to find one loose brick in the wall. If you take out
Okay.
that one loose brick, the whole wall will fall, which means
True.
every person has a pain point. All you have to do
Hmm.
is just listen, pick up the pain point, and after that, the person will start crumbling.
The mystery
Yes.
will solve. Yes. Thank you so much for the tip, Gaurav. Thanks a lot, Ted. Seriously, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. I hope you have a good evening. And thank
Yes,
you.
definitely a great conversation with you. Seriously, and even I would like to thank our audience as well. And I hope they'll start. They will take this as a base lesson to start their body language thing and start working on non-verbal communication. I hope you have got a lot of information about body language in this episode. If you think that yes, this episode is valuable for you, then please like this video, share it with your friend, and follow Braino Script in all the social media handle and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much once again for joining in for this session. I would like to extend my gratitude to Gaurav Gill as well. Once again, thank you so much for being here and sharing all the knowledge. I would like to see every one of you in the next episode as well. If you have anything to share, please comment us down below, whatever you want to share with us. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode. Till then, bye bye.